Hello. Hello, hello. It's been 10 days since the last stream. That's a bit more than 4, isn't it? Um, yeah, some things came up. I found myself very swamped with like behind the scenes work for things. And so I wasn't really able to stream on the routine 4th day. Or the 5th day either. So I just said, alright, I'll just leave it until I can do that affordably next. And so that happens to be today. And today's stream is going to be very low-key, very lighthearted. I'm just going to be playing through all of Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy, the very first Kirby game to ever exist. Kirby is one of my favorite game series. I love Kirby. I've played every single game except for the most recent one because I haven't bought it yet. And I've 100%ed quite a few of the games from the series. And so this stream, on top of being just a little short thing with some announcements at the end, is also going to serve double time as the first stream in a series. I guess you could call it a series, a franchise of streams, where I will be playing through, maybe not 100%ing, but playing through every single game in the Kirby franchise. From here all the way up to the most recent one. And hopefully, by the time I get to the most recent ones, I will have figured out a way to get a capture card for my Nintendo Switch. But none of that's going to happen right away. This isn't like, oh, I'm pivoting to being just a Kirby streamer or anything. As a matter of fact, there are some other things that I'm intending on streaming that I will kind of say outright at the end of stream alongside a lot of the other announcements and housekeeping that I plan on doing. So yeah, I will say now though that the VN Cup streams where Marilyn and I are both playing through VN Cup games, those are going to continue. I think Avery in chat suggested during one of them that I play a couple others. I'm going to get to them. I haven't forgotten about that. It just might not be... I mean, evidently it's not this stream, you know. I'm still going to play Kentucky Route Zero all the way through on stream. That's not going anywhere. Yeah. So... I was considering marketing this stream as a bit of a mystery stream, just a short mystery endeavor, but I kind of spilled the beans early on because it's, you know, I want to be straightforward. Since it's a short stream, there's no reason in hyping anything up when it's just going to be me playing a game and then giving some small announcements at the end. Thank you, Toku Empty Space, for the follow. Thank you, Toku. It's nice to see you. I'm glad you could tune in. I don't know if you were there for the stream Marilyn and I did where we played your game, but I absolutely loved it. It's incredible. It's one of my absolute favorite VN Cup games, and I suppose VNs in general. Thank you for making it. It's nice to see you. So yeah. I apologize in advance for any keyboard noises that are going to be happening because I will be playing this on keyboard. Spoiler alert. Because I'm a freak and I didn't have the time to watch the VOD. Thank you. To set up a controller support for my legally obtained copy of the game, naturally. Yeah, the message of the day here. My good partner Marilyn has just yesterday released another chapter in End of Goldfish Kingdom available on MangaDex to read, an English translation that she typeset and everything. She might have done some redrawing for all I know. It's good. End of Goldfish Kingdom is very good. If you haven't read any of the manga by Imitation Crystal, I feel like End of Goldfish Kingdom is a pretty... I think it's an entry-level sort of thing. It's a good place to start for that sort of thing. And I think it has a very interesting and engaging premise. It's probably my favorite one premise-wise, but not my most relatable, personally. It's good. It's good. Anyway, without further ado, here's Kirby. So, I suppose I'll give an introduction to this game, in case people don't know. Kirby's Dream Land. Oh, that was loud. Is the volume okay? The volume seems okay on my end. Kirby's Dream Land is the very first Kirby game ever made by HAL Laboratory on the Game Boy. Coming through nice and clear? Okay. Wow, that's a lot of people here today. Thank you, Kyo. Okay, one of these days I'm gonna make you a moderator. You're here so consistently and active and all that stuff. I just think people like you deserve a license to kill on sight in my chat. Anyway. Kirby, Green Greens. I mean, I feel like Kirby needs no real introduction, you know? If you're a fan of games, you've probably heard all the gimmick things, you know. Oh, and this one Kirby doesn't have copy abilities yet. That comes in the next one for the NES, Kirby's Adventure. So it's just inhaling and shooting, sucking and blowing. Kirby can't dash or slide in this game either. It's pretty mild and slow-paced. I don't know. It's nice. It's a relaxing, simple little jaunt. Pretty mindless, you know? Pretty nice, mindless, easy stream. Okay. That was incredibly easy pattern. I played this game a lot as a little kid. I used to love playing this game. I had 100%ed it multiple times. It's short and sweet. That was stupid of me. I don't know, it's nice, it's cute. The sprite work is adorable, especially for it's well done for a Game Boy game. Just by like such a small team as HAL early on. It's nice. 100% of the game last summer. Yeah, it's nice. It's a fun little like 1 or 2 day jaunt to 100%. I don't know why I had a vendetta against that bird. I think they're called cheeps or something. Chirp. It's got all the classics in this one, you know? It's also very short, as you can tell. Green Greens was like 3 rooms and we're already on the boss. Something I guess like a bit of gap moe that I really liked. I guess I'll just talk about Kirby in general. As a kid, and still agree with now, is that there's kind of gap moe between, like, comparing Kirby and Mario. Kirby has, how would I describe that? Kirby's like an action platformer. There's a lot of focus on, like, combat and stuff like that, but it has the, like, kind of more immature, cutesy, arts and craftsy style to it, you know? Mario has, like, grounding elements in it. You know, Mario's a real guy and not just this pink blob, but despite that, Mario is just a raw platformer, not an action platformer. There's no emphasis on combat in Mario, really. It's just jumping on things. It's a test of little platforming challenges, and Kirby design is more about like enemy placement and navigating level designs, however you feel like. And I don't know. It's a more violent game, which is funny considering it's a harmless image, but I also think the aesthetic of Kirby isn't like unwarranted. I think in terms of like player freedom and ease of challenges, Kirby's a lot more easy just as a franchise in general, and it's also it's a lot more freeing a game than Mario. You know, generally in like a Mario level, you'll have like a couple of intended ways to figure out a platforming challenge. You know, it's very much a direct, straightforward, linear challenge of like, okay, solve this in this way. Here's a problem. Whereas Kirby is like, here's this room with a bunch of enemies in it. You can, you know, do whatever you want with any of them. Some of them give you abilities, fight them in any order. Sonic is the in-between? Yeah, I'd say so. Especially like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, when the level design is like properly there. Actually, no. Yeah, no. Sonic has like linear challenges, but it uses enemy placement and variety as the challenge. But the way you like the branching paths and stuff like that have some measure of player expression. I'm thinking especially about like the first game now, Sonic 1. You're right, you're right. I can see that. Sonic 1, yeah. Okay. Sonic 2 kind of like... 2 and 3 kind of streamline it into like... How do I even describe that? They kind of use, well, I mean, Sonic 1 is a puzzle platformer practically, more than an action platformer or anything. And Sonic 2 kind of becomes an action platformer by way of very aggressive, asshole-ish enemy placement. And then in Sonic 3 they kind of make it a lot more lax, and Sonic & Knuckles continues with that trend. Classic sprite here. I love that sprite of Kirby, like, pulling on his mouth with the fishing rod in it. I think about that sprite so much. Sonic 2 is such a mean game, for no reason. You know, Sonic 1 was like, a game that commanded respect. Like, it wasn't like mean to you, except for like the last couple levels. It was very slow and methodical, and if you didn't play by its pace and take the game slow and seriously, you just won't get anywhere. Yeah, Mario 2 in Japan was also a mean game, but like, it was mean in the sense that it was like, here's more of the same level design, but what if we cranked up the difficulty? Like, there was an establishment of what is being done there. Whereas, like, yeah, it was obvious that it was mean. Sonic 2 was like, okay, let's change up the way the level design works compared to Sonic 1. This is no longer, like, puzzle-oriented or things like that. And we'll have it more focused on, like, little bursts of movement and things like that. But also, to interrupt that, instead of, like, slowing the pacing with puzzle segments, let's just be an asshole and give you fucking horrible, awful problems that, like, enemy placement that guarantees you get hit unless you, like, have played the level before. I don't know. Especially, like, I'm especially referring to, like, the last 5 levels in Sonic 2. The last 5 zones or so. All the other ones, like, the early zones are pretty well balanced. Emerald Hill is kind of just like a less fun Green Hill. Childhood saltiness? No, no. As a child, I fucking loved all 3 of the Sonic games. As a child, I was simply too stupid to think of criticism for these games. I thought I was just bad at video games. But no, playing them as an adult, I'm like, no, these games actually suck. They're just like hard and mean. Well, they don't suck, but like they're just very aggressively, meanly designed. And as a kid, I was just like, oh, it's Sonic! I love Sonic! In the second game, he has Tails, and then Knuckles shows up. In the third game, there's cutscenes. That's so cool! And I was right to think so. That's what Sonic is for. The platforming, the puzzling, that's all secondary to the cool factor. Still some of the early arcade games? Yeah, absolutely. Like, super, like, continue-based, lives-based. Like, Sonic mechanically, if you were to like explain what is appealing to Sonic to someone who has not played a Sonic game before, they would not expect you, and you didn't describe the mechanics, you were just describing the appeals of the like 2D games. They would never in a million years expect to like play the game and find out that there is these two mechanics in tandem. A like lives and continue system that is not very lenient, it's pretty strict. And then a timer system that kills you if you go over a time. It feels very counterintuitive to the rest of the design that's going on, but the like weird fucked up pastiche of it is what makes the like first two games kind of charming in a sense. You know? Boxes you in to the gameplay. This is a game design talking stream. That's what I was hoping for. I think about the mechanics of Sonic and stuff so much. I'm so stupid. In like May and June, one of my friends and I, in real life, Sky and I, were playing through all the 2D Sonic games. And we got through the first one. And we both enjoyed the first game. And then we I beat the second game, but Sky hasn't yet, and we haven't like continued yet to play the third game. And it's so fucked up because the second game, like the first 5 or 7 zones or whatever, are so nice. And then the last 3 are just like abysmal, awful. Like Sonic 2 would be so good if they just didn't have like 2 of the last 3 zones in the game. Especially the boss fights. Like, that would be up there with like, with Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as people are touting it as like, oh, that's the good one, you know? But it isn't. They have that really mean last segment for no good reason. I'm gonna die again. That's fine, whatever. I don't know. Kirby is I like easy baby game. As a kid I realized that as well because I liked the aesthetic and look of Sonic and feel of all that. But as a kid I simply wanted games that I could beat. And Kirby filled that niche. And I also liked the style of Kirby. And so I ended up liking Kirby in general a lot more than I liked Sonic. But the nostalgia factor is there for both of them. As a kid, I just didn't like Mario. I didn't like the aesthetic of Mario. It wasn't until like only so long ago that the aesthetic of Mario really clicked with me. And I especially didn't like the mechanics of Mario after coming out of like being a person who played Kirby. Because it was like, why would I want to play such a limited, linear, obvious game with all these like basic gimmicks? It feels like I'm stripping back. Like the movement feels good and nice, sure, but like mechanically it's just there's less going on than Sonic or Kirby. And by then the damage was already done to my poor little ADHD addled child brain. There was no coming back. And Sonic was relegated to, or Mario was relegated to being a franchise that, as a kid, I simply wasn't that interested in. But now I like Mario, and I get Mario. Mario's cool. And the best Mario game is Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. That's what I think. It's the most enjoyable one to me. I don't know. That's a good opinion? Okay, cool. It's my second favorite. It's so good! It's so charming, all the level design is incredibly well done, it's short and sweet and to the point. Yeah, at the end of that's right. My game reviewer take. At the end of the day, Mario is Kirby and Sonic's basic younger brother. Move aside, Mario. Here comes the real champions in the platformer industry. I don't know. Super Mario Land 1 is really enjoyable jank, and Wario Land is just really good start to a franchise in its own right. This section is so nice. I love I love the soundtrack to Kirby games so much. The like melodies and the compositional style. I'm addicted. Let's fight Kracko for the first time ever. I don't know. I guess, like, if you're having a platformer that's movement focused and doesn't have boss fights, come on. Especially a 2D one. I'm trying to think of, like, a favorite platformer that doesn't have boss fights of mine. Don't get me wrong. The boss fights in Super Mario Land 2 are bad. They suck. I don't like them. They're all really bland and basic except for like 2 of them, and some of them are just annoying. Kracko wall sticker? But it has boss fights, and that means it goes into the, like, ontologically, it's in the category of platformers that I like a lot, and they all have boss fights. There's no Kirby game without boss fights, there's no Sonic game without boss fights. I like them all. My nephews are loving the stream. I'm glad. More platformer experience to contribute. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. This stream is not going to give you all the Kirby platformer experience you need. I feel like I just encountered like a creepypasta secret. You know? I mean, after Sky and I get done playing the original Sonic games, I might stream them all, you know? Every copy of Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy is personalized, by the way. I'm so glad that there's someone who watches this stream that has a name that's a blatant riff on Markiplier. It's really good. I don't know. I like the bosses in Kirby games. This Kirby game is really good because it's so, like, I don't know. This is better than Mario Bros. 1 because it's shorter and sweeter and the boss fights are enjoyable. Okay, I'm sorry for teasing you about your Markiplier name. I mean it in earnest. I mean it, I think it's awesome. I think it's good. I could have done the... Oops, I'm throwing, I'm flubbing. I don't know. Mario, of course, has like iconic soundtrack. I mean, the good thing is that how do I just? I mean, all of the like flagship platformer, 2D platformer franchises. Thinking of which, all of which transitioned to 3D except for Kirby. And I like Kirby the most, so maybe I just like 2D platformers more than 3D ones a lot of the time. Because Rain World has Mario 64 controls, and I like it more than Mario 64. I think maybe I just don't like 3D platformers as much as 2D ones, realizing this now. But like, I don't know, all of these big franchises have good soundtracks. All of the big ones, a soundtrack is like, I think, the secret key ingredient to making a platformer really good. That's fair. I mean, you can make 2.5D. Like, Klonoa is an incredible series, you know, and it also has really good music. Speaking of, if you haven't played Klonoa, go buy the collection, I forget what it's called, on Steam, that has the first 2 games in it, remastered. 2.5D is so charming, you know? I mean, look at Kirby 64. The one that everyone argues is the best Kirby game. And it's up there, don't get me wrong. Kirby 64 is really good. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow game, but I don't know, it's good. It really is. Okay, I'm doing this one first, whatever. This one's easy. Also, I like this song a lot, and this song is incredibly influential on me. Oh, I can tell the story! Actually, I should wait until Kirby Superstar and Dreamland 3 for that. The Kirby series is, indirectly... Well, I guess, like, secondhand indirectly. It's kind of just been, like, a universal growing up thing for me, but it's the reason I, like, started learning or got interested in learning, started practicing Japanese in, like, many years ago. It was because of Kirby. Yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'll tell the story now, and I can just tell it again on the, Superstar streams, probably. So Kirby, there's this user on YouTube years ago who, did, covers of songs from Kirby, and Float Islands was one of the songs. I'm gonna die to Krakow again. But that's fine. There was also Ripplefield 3, I think, and, or not, yeah, Ripplefield 3, and, another one, I forget which. I think Grape Garden, or something like that. They did covers of them. It was this Japanese person, so all the titles were in Japanese, and there were these really nice, jazzy covers. I think I might have them downloaded on my computer. I don't know if I can, like, visualize it, but if I have them, I can play one of them at the end of the stream, after we beat this. Fuck, that was so close. Oh, I was so close. Okay, whatever, I can do it with full health. And the channel name, I forget their channel name, it was in English, but the titles of the videos and the descriptions were all in Japanese. And those videos alone, I was on a whim, just like, alright, well, I want to learn this language because these songs, these covers I really, really like of these Kirby songs are in Japanese. And I guess Kirby's also a Japanese franchise, so let me learn it. That's to honor that YouTube channel, which is very sadly gone now. I learned Japanese. As I said, the channel's gone, so the uploads are nowhere to be found. Translating the library books, that's like, honestly, that's like about as cool, I think. I really like the reason that I learned Japanese. It's such a stupid, particular me reason. The library books in Tuki is just such another, like, in an alternate world, I would have started learning Japanese from that as well. Okay, the big boy. I don't remember his moveset at all. The DDG jump, the super DDD jump. I remember that. He's gonna inhale. The king. Ow. Do the jump. That's not the jump. These nuts jokes in my chat. Incredible. To be fair, I would have made that joke. If I was in like a slightly sleepier mood and we weren't talking about game design just now, I would have done the exact same. Do the jump! There we go. King. Yo, the double jump. It's over. We did it, guys. Spring Breeze from Kirby Superstar. Oh, wait. Spoiler alert. For anyone unfamiliar with the Kirby franchise, a lot of these games early on, a lot of these early games get a lot of remakes. Well, the more iconic ones do. This one has like at least 2 other versions that I can think of. And then the next one we'll be playing also has many versions. I love this song so much. Sunday Rain, Mammy Prico. Special thanks to Bubby and Cypher. Shout out to my good man Bubby and so many players. HAL Laboratory Inc. and Nintendo. Thanks for playing. Bye-bye. That sign is so cute. Press up and select on the title screen to start a new adventure. I don't know what the select button is that I've bound it to. Let's find out though. If I can. Is it over? I have to reset my my little Game Boy? Up, A, and select. Oh man. Okay, sure. I'll load it again. Up, select, and A. Does that work? No. Alright, so that's not the select key. Oh, wait, I think I know why. Extra game. Okay, there we go. I believe... Yep. It's a hard mode. I've absolutely beaten the hard mode of this game before. I completely didn't have the chance to show everyone the this guy. Please take a look. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, anyway, the hard mode is hard. I've beaten it before, and I don't really intend on beating it again right now, but that's Kirby. Look at this guy. That's a good guy. Okay. Let us call it there for today. On the Kirby. Thank you for Kirby's Dreamland. That's a good game. Hold on a minute. Am I stupid? I hope to God that wasn't like blurry. Because if it was, I'm sorry. I thought I had turned on alias or nearest neighbor scaling, and if I didn't, then well, then everything's a little blurry. But I mean, what can you do? It's not that hard. It's not that hard to look at. I've seen alias or bilinear or whatever upscaling on stuff before. So yeah, Kirby's Dream Land 1. We did it in in 40 minutes. Let me just I don't know. Now is the segment where we have a bunch of announcements and housekeeping and further discussion on Kirby and other platformers. Let me think. The Kirby enemy that we saw in this game with the best name is Sir Kibble, hands down. I might say my favorite design from each game as it appears and the name of them. Sir Kibble is such a good name for a character in anything ever. Sir Kibble is goated. I love Sir Kibble with all of my heart and soul. Kirby's Dream Land 1 is a nice, cute, short little game. The way I ran through it took like half an hour. If you were to play it for the first time and not really remember any of this, it'd probably take about an hour. On the hard mode, it takes about as long. If you're more cautious, maybe a little longer. Effectively doubling or slightly over doubling your playtime. It's a good game. It's a very lovely game. The Sonic games, of the 2D Sonic games, they got better as they went along. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the nicest, most polished, easiest to get through, most enjoyable Sonic game, I would say, 2D one. I haven't really played Mania, so I don't know about that. Everyone says it's good, and the music is good, and the sprites are all good. I've seen plenty of gameplay, and I've listened to it all. I don't know. I'm glad they put Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine in Mania. I think CD is alright. The music is really good in CD. It's kind of the best part. The mechanics are otherwise... they're neat. They're interesting. They're serviceable, for sure. The 2D Mario games. My favorites are probably Super Mario Land 2, and then the ones that everyone says are good, the highest quality ones, are like Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. my favorite part of Mario has always been the soundtrack. Not quite the visual stylings. I never really liked those. They're Mario is very like abstracting from reality. It's like based in reality. I was gonna say it's a real core. Um, Mario is a real core. I'm doubling down on that sentiment. The aesthetics of it, I mean, visually. But it has like I don't know person designs and then like little mushroom creature designs. You know, Kirby is very like abstracting based on like cute anime stylings to begin with. You know, Kirby is very alien and based in the world of shapes and things like that. It's very abstract. It's abstracted as opposed to uh I don't know. It's an abstract from abstraction as opposed to abstract from like some semblance of thing, of real thing. You know, the realest thing that you see in Kirby is food, and it's because food is yummy and universal and good. You know, Goombas are a little weird. There's no real equivalent for Goombas. I mean, there can be argued to be, but who's to say? Koopas are little turtle-looking guys, you know. But like, you look at another staple enemy of Kirby, like a Waddle Dee. That's just like another. It's like a two-tone little blob, or like a Bronto Burt. That's like a dragonfly, but it's just an orb. So is it closer to a regular fly or like a horse fly? There's no real equivalent. It's just a little flying guy, and he's cute. And as a kid, and I guess even now too, my brain super agreed with that, stylistically speaking. I did not want to understand abstractions of real things. I thought if you were to draw something and make it a truly original design and things like that, you make a shape and an alien shape and you make it look good and you give it a good little design and you don't really tie it down based on like, all right, this is meant to be reminiscent of this sort of thing, you know. You don't make a guy that looks kind of like a turtle. You just make a guy and he looks however he looks, but he's got a big shell or something, you know. Within Mario, I've always preferred like Buzzy Beetles to Koopas because they were just like more abstracted. You know, they call them beetles, but they look more like armadillos or something, and there's just no real world equivalent for that. But they're like comprehensible as a design because they fit into the Mario world with the other stuff, you know. But in Kirby world, in the world of Kirby, there is no other stuff. It's just weird things and then some food, and they're in a place where there's like little, you know, cookie biscotti donut hills everywhere. The Super Mario World designs are a lot more interesting. That's true. But like they're also very. I can think of a lot of the like Super Mario World unique, or the ones that got their start there, and they're all very based in real things in some regard. They're meant to evoke reality in some way that isn't like very basic. With Kirby designs, they're like very. They take like a concept or like not a very particular image. It's just like a very base fundamental thing. You know, a Bronto bird is a thing that can fly and it has dual pairs of wings. You know, the image of like flight and movement. Even advertise the game as more yeah, it's like I've always been kind of avoidant of realism in games. I've never really liked it, you know. It's why I was like, as a kid, I was predisposed to liking Majora's Mask more than Twilight Princess because Twilight Princess had a more realistic style, uh, you know, and Wind Waker as well. Even though I don't know, the Wind Waker type games don't especially strike my fancy concept wise. Visually, I very much like them, and I like the premise of Wind Waker because I love sailing, but I don't know if it really does sailing justice. You know, it feels more like a child's picture book come to life. Yeah, yeah. You know, as a kid, it feels like something you could create. You can, you know, literally the first like or Kirby's Adventure, the next Kirby game in the series. It starts off with this cutscene, and it's just drawing Kirby. They say first you start, you know, first you draw a circle, then you dot the eyes, you know, add a couple limbs, and then color it pink, and presto, it's Kirby. It's very there's no like thing. It's just a circle and then Kirby. You know, but with Mario, you're like drawing a person, but then making him cartoonish and a plumber with the red hat and the mustache. You know, you look at Chargin' Chucks in Super Mario World, and that's like a football thing. He's wearing a football helmet, like a quarterback outfit. You look at the other things, the little like dragon guys you can squish. Those are clearly like dragon looking things, you know. Kirby introduces like any kind of like based in reality thing as like a boss and not like a common enemy to see, you know. And even then, a lot of the permutations on that are weird. You know, Wispy Woods is fairly grounded. It's like a tree with a face. You know, it's a common phenomenon. Well, it's based around the phenomenon of seeing faces in trees. You know, and so it's come to life. And because it's based on that phenomenon, it doesn't feel like, oh, they just made a tree enemy. It's like, oh, it's a tree with a face, and it doesn't kind of like immediately register that that's just a tree enemy. I guess, to me at least, because it's like, I don't know, it's more based on a thing that humans have thought up, an idea relating to trees as opposed to trees themselves. And then you have Wispy Woods. You know, you look at like Dynablade. You hear the word Dynablade and you think it's a big like dinosaur dragon, and then it's like a mech robot of a bird. That's cool. That's very the name like incongruency kind of further abstracts it. It's charming that way. I don't know. I can comprehend the abstract a lot better than I can comprehend reality and the real. It wasn't until like the last couple of years that I felt like I had any kind of comprehensive grip on my vision of reality and the world around me, especially with regards to like shape and quality and or not necessarily shape, but proportion and quality and things like that. You know. Of course, my brain has been somewhat corroded by video games as a guise for these things, to where I kind of came to understand the way the world looks through, like, you know, graphical imitations of those things. But the way that I perceived life up until that point was always influenced by fiction and media anyway. So I don't know. It's not. I haven't really had any experience that isn't that. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's cool when a series has an aesthetic that like universally makes sense to you. I wish I could be a little orb creature and I lived in Kirby World. Life would be more comprehensible to me, I think. You know? Uh, I think it's incredibly good and important that they waited as long as they did for Kirby to go to any real life place or whatever. Kirby in the Forgotten Land is good because they've had 20 games before it where Kirby has not once seen anywhere near a car. You know. And the way that they honestly the way they did like mouthful mode or whatever, I I don't like the way it looks necessarily or what it implies just as a thing Kirby can do. But boy am I glad that instead of Kirby getting into and driving a car, it's just a thing that was once shaped like a car that is now enveloped and shaped and colored as Kirby. You know, it's a that's exactly what I was hoping for. The the Kirbyfication of any kind of real thing, so that Kirby could even begin to interface with it. That's important. That's important. I'm sure they have like it feels so like core to Kirby as a franchise and like as a design that I feel like it's just in the official like design documents. All the directors are like, you can't have Kirby doing normal things. The only normal thing Kirby does is eat. Kirby could maybe use a fork. Kirby would never drive a car or operate like a forklift. Kirby could wear a construction hat and pretend to do those things, but it's obviously facsimile and pretend. You know? Kirby could never fire a gun unless he was imitating someone else firing a gun. And it would have to be pretend. You know? Like in Kirby's Epic Yarn in like 2010, when you dashed as Yarn Kirby, you turned into a car. Uh, and the way that Yarn Kirby operates fundamentally as a string of yarn that then molds and shifts itself like around the ideas of real objects, but mostly around their function to imitate the function in a 2D plane. That's some like Edwin J. A. Abbott Flatland type shit. Permanently changed my brain chemistry thinking about that sort of shit. Really good. I I could go on for so long about the aesthetics of Kirby. All I can say is I'm frankly a Kirby super fan. Okay. Flatland type shit. All I'm saying, look, if you want, all right. I did mention it, so I think I should preface what I'm saying with or postface what I'm saying with my thoughts on Edwin J. A. Abbott's Flatland, which is a novella about what it is like to live in a 2D world. Conceptually, incredibly important, incredibly influential. A very good novel. Very interesting and well written. As like a world building piece, right? Specifically with regards to the structure of the world, but not cultural world building. The cultural world building that Edwin J. A. Abbott does in Flatland is a thing you can do. I think I'm glad that that idea was gotten out of the way first and foremost, because I don't want to see it again, ever. I really don't care for the idea of shape eugenics and racism, which is what is contained in part within that book. No, lest I forget, shape misogyny. They have shape genders there. Sorry, shape Darwinian gender roles, and what else is the term? Social law and order. It's not good. But that aside, as an idea, it's incredibly important, and it directly led to the creation of one of my favorite games of all time, Fez, so I'm glad for it. If you're the type who loves to read things that, or see things that, like, inspired the classics, that, like, inspired the greats to make really revolutionary, pioneering shit, if you're like, well, okay, surely this can't have been, like, all in one go. They had this lightning in the bottle idea that did all of these incredible things. And you're like, I want to find out where some of these ideas came from, and you're okay with reading like mid stuff to that end, go ahead and give Flatland a read by Edwin J. A. Abbott. Absolutely. It's like an enjoyable little novella, but keep in mind that it does contain shape-based discussion of and implementation of shape-based eugenics, racism, and misogyny in a fictional 2D world where the third dimension of space does not exist. That is what I think about Flatland by Edwin J. A. Abbott. If you don't want to interface with ideas like that, and you want an experience based on it, go play Fez. It's $10 on Steam or on your phone. It's a really good game. It's got Myst-inspired puzzles. Myst is another really good game, but Fez is the one that does the 2D stuff. Rewatching this is a very particular niche thing now that I'm about to mention. Rewatching the Fez 2 trailer, that of course Fez 2 is never going to come out and hasn't. But the trailer for it, after reading Flatland, made me so mad because I wanted I want it. What they did was exactly what I was hoping would be done with the next step of gamifying Flatland by Edwin J. Abbott, and also getting rid of the bad parts of it. And so in my head, if I ever get good at game design or 3D things, I'm going to make a game that takes place in first person and it's 2D, and the entire game is based on a line in the middle of your screen. And for convenience reasons, I will, for accessibility reasons, an important setting I thought of for something like that. This is game design advice if anyone else wants to make this this idea. Very crucial, important mechanics to make that thing possible that I just described. A game that is 2D in first person, so you're playing it on an infinitely thin line, but navigating two-dimensional space from a first-person perspective instead of top-down. Like truly first-person. Number one, an important detail that Edwin J. Abbott has in Flatland is that the entire world is coated in a thick haze. Universal, the thickness doesn't vary. And what that means for your game is that there will be distance fog. That is the only way to tell depth and distance, especially when things are the same color. That is very important. Being able to tell depth and distance with fog is how you will be able to perceive and navigate a world like that. And it will take some getting used to, so have the first area of whatever you're doing literally just be like a room, just a square room, and then like a hallway. And then another square room with like a door, like a wall, a pillar in the middle of it that is square that you go around and navigate more hallway. That's important establishing for a player to get used to navigating things like that. I've thought about this idea a lot over the years. This is one I came up with in like 2017. An extremely important accessibility feature for this is that you don't ever make the game actually 3D, or like by that I mean you don't ever gain the ability to look up and down or anything like that. What you can do is, as a setting at any point, adjust the thickness of the infinitely small line that is your vision, so that it can cover any percentage of the screen. So you can vertically stretch that line to cover more or less of the screen as a player feels necessary to better perceive the world. That I think is an incredibly important accessibility feature. So yeah. There's an idea for that one. There's an idea for you, game designers. And when I say game designers, I'm also talking about myself in the future if no one else makes this. Yeah, so that's that can of worms open and gone and out of the way. Now for housekeeping and announcements. Now on to that stuff. Unless anyone has any closing remarks on J.A. Abbott Flatland has 2 dimensions, what it is to be 2-dimensional first-person 2D game idea. Anyway, so the bulk of the announcements, the character development to be rather flat. Yeah, the characters are kind of one-dimensional. The storyline's pretty linear. There's not much depth to the narrative or the mechanics. Let's just get it all out of our systems. You know, all I'm saying is that the game falls flat, and you don't really feel any dimensionality coming from it. You know, it ends up feeling unoriginal and uninspired. I don't know, like a ripoff, like a demake of an idea. Okay. Now I'm done talking about that. I promise. Now I'm actually going to start talking about, okay, the announcements that I have to make, that are related to not just this stream, but also some other announcements for me and stuff I'm making in general. So, basically, this stream, which is happening on the 1st of August 2022, will be the only stream that I will be doing for the first half of August. I will be away from the 4th to the 18th, so I'm not going to be able to stream anything until after that. My presumption is the 20th at the earliest is when I'm going to stream again. But that doesn't mean I'm going away forever. I swear to God I'm coming back. I love streaming. I will be doing all of that. And as an assurance, I will say the next 3 streams that I will be doing once I get back, in some order. These will be the next 3 streams I will be doing. Maybe more frequent than 4 days apart, because we'll have missed half a month. I might do it 2 days apart or whatever. Have a little event for that week. Those next 3 streams will be more VN Cup games with Marilyn. I will be doing that within the next 3 streams, absolutely. More Kentucky Route Zero. Alright, and this will be a full-fledged thing. I'll probably do the next intermission and the next act, and hopefully the next intermission after that, so that all I have left is Act 5, and then I can have a big, long discussion about it at the end of that next stream. And, just as this was a one-off stream that will become part of a series, I will also be doing another one-off stream that'll be a bit longer within the next 3 streams, and that one will be the game... Actually, I'll do both. I will do, in one stream, milk inside a bag of... Actually, no, I won't. The next stream will be milk outside a bag of milk outside a bag of milk, which is the sequel to milk inside a bag of milk inside a bag of milk, but that game is 20 minutes long at most, and it's too short to really put into one stream, or even stream alongside another thing. I might play it on stream at some point, but within the next 3 streams, those are the next 3. In some order. I'm not sure what order, but those are what you'll be seeing next. After that, I will be continuing Kentucky Route Zero until I finish it. I will be playing the rest of the VN Cup games until I finish all of the ones that there are, unless there are any explicitly Arrogay ones. And I will be continuing to, at some point, get back to playing every Kirby game in order. Now that I've started it with this one. Let me list off some other actual proper stream ideas. I've teased about it. I've said before, there's the thing with Marilyn. I've talked about ones that I would do with Marilyn. The Omori ones and stuff like that. The ones that I would do on my own. Solo streams that are series. A game that I have kind of in my head designated to being a stream game is Phantom Brave, the tactical RPG by the people who made Disgaea. And for all I know, I might play Disgaea as well or instead. But that game is really enjoyable and fun, but super not something I can just sit there and do on my own. And it seems nice to have chat there, because I really want chat to name the characters that I summon or whatever into the game with me, because it's a thing you can do, and it just seems like such a nice way to interact with those things. Obviously no... I mean, I don't even need to clarify now, but we're not going to have any horribly icky, nasty names. Profanity's fine sometimes, but otherwise I just, want people to come up with cute little names and endear themselves to these characters, and we can come up with make up a narrative as we're going through and doing a thing if I feel like it, and stuff like that, you know? I want to do that, because Phantom Brave, I love the aesthetic of, and I love the character designs in it, and I have yet to properly finish it. And so we'll do that. That's another series I plan on doing. For other one-off streams, at some point I plan on streaming Proteus and Purgateus together. So I'll play through Proteus and then I'll play through Purgateus in one stream, and it'll be incredibly relaxing, and it'll probably put some people in chat to sleep. Ideally, I want to do streams soon where I'm featuring other people besides Marilyn within the next couple months. Maybe I could get Yukio on the stream. Maybe it's a stream with viewers in general. Maybe I'll get another real-life friend like Sky or someone. I have no idea. But I want to do something about that. It could be a party game. It could be 100% orange juice. It could be fucking endurance golf or something. We could be, I don't know, making a mega structure in Minecraft or something. I don't know. what matters is that I want to have something like that happen. It's gonna be fun. Oh, right, another thing. Another type of stream that I want to do. I want to do fighting game streams, where, especially ones where I'm just like labbing or playing against. Mining out a chunk on stream is literally what I was picturing in my head when I said making a superstructure. I love playing fighting games and like practicing shit, and I want to stop being such a shy bitch and get better at the games that I play. And so I will just sit there and lab stuff on stream. And I wouldn't really want to do like network online mode, but I would make like a room and have people who also have the game join and play with me or whatever. That seems fun. I like fighting games and I like talking about fighting games. Yeah. All of that stuff. Because I'm saying it out loud like this, you have my personal guarantee that these will be the case at some point in time. Maybe not right away or soon, but I intend on doing all of these. And for the things that I've listed off multiple stuff for, I intend on doing at least one of them very soon. So that's, I think, everything I have to announce for this stream. Oh, never mind. I have a very, very important big announcement for this stream. As you might have seen in the channel, if you go down and look at the videos, the VODs are going away because they're only there for 14 days. But there's an upside because I have archived all of the VODs and I am uploading all of them to a VOD channel. And I will announce the VOD channel on Twitter and all of that stuff after the stream. But all 4 of the VODs that exist are uploaded already. I need to put links in all of them and edit the descriptions and add timestamps and stuff to them. But I'm going to be doing that after stream. And once this stream ends, I will be immediately downloading this stream and uploading it to the VOD channel. So here's the link for it. It's a pretty simple thing. You guys can look at the channel. There it is. And it should show up on the stream too if you're watching this on the Twitch VOD. Otherwise, if you're watching this on the VOD channel, it's redundant. Obviously, Maryland's videos of the VN Cup VODs are staying up. Both of those they're not going anywhere. These are just like a secondary backup for that. And then for the other Kentucky Route Zero streams, they're good. For some reason, they didn't get uploaded in the order in which I uploaded the files, but whatever. In the playlists, they're in the correct order. So the premier place to watch VODs when I'm finished, when they disappear from Twitch, will be on that YouTube channel. All the VODs from every stream I do will be going there, unless I declare otherwise, if we're doing a thing where the VOD can't be saved or something. Which is hard to imagine what that would be. Like a secret hidden, I don't know, me going live at 3 a.m. to rant about a manga that I read or something that I don't actually intend on. I don't know. Pretty much every stream that I can think of ever doing will be on that VOD channel. So there it is. All that's figured out, and it looks pretty alright. I think it looks nice. I think I like what I'm doing with the thumbnails. What else? So that's everything with regards to Neo Venetian, the channel, and all of that stuff for now. So again, a little summary. No streams from the end of this one till the 20th probably is when I'll get back to it, because I will be away and doing various things and working on stuff, other stuff behind the scenes. I'll just be away from my computer and I can't stream. After that, I got 3 particular streams in no particular order. More VN Cup with Maryland, Kentucky Route Zero continuation, and Milk Outside a Bag of Milk Outside a Bag of Milk. Those are the ones that come next. After that, there's a bunch of other ideas, but if you want to hear those in detail, rewind the VOD, I guess. With regards to other things, I am going to be posting later today a 2 posts onto my Patreon. I'm going to be making a post that's just amassing a collection of some of my sketches and works in progress and things like that. Other things that are just sketches or unfinished and I know I'm not going to finish. Mostly pictures, I think. Very old sketches, probably. I'm thinking of uploading some of the oldest stuff I've done under Zavinair as sketches from way back when. That'll probably be it. The first collection of that. And that's for the $5 tier. For the $2 tier, and also for viewers of this stream, well, the $2 tier will be in more detail, I suppose, but just an update on what it is I'm actually making and doing lately. The monthly short stories on the Patreon are still going to be coming out. The one that's coming out next month should be fine to come out on the 15th, even though I'll be away. I should be able to upload that just fine. Everything's all good there. And right now I am working on a lot of things in the early pre-planning phases, and like planning and stuff, and like conceptualization and getting things done behind the scenes, getting the plot outlined and stuff like that, you know. But what I can announce definitively is the following. I am 100% working on a sequel to End of Verse 23,194,973,137, I think is what I called it. End of Verse. I'm making a sequel to that with the Immortals, with the 3 of them. 100% that's going to be a thing that I'm doing. I have a bunch of ideas for that. It's going to be a lot longer. It's going to be a lot more in detail and a lot naturally, you know, because it also will take place from Vozane's perspective. A lot more meandering. There's a lot of other tangents that I'm doing. And then on top of that, at the same time, a thing that has been in development for longer, since before I even started the VN Cup thing. I have a VN that I have been working on, another VN that has nothing to do with Immortals or anything like that. I can't say really anything about it because there's no guarantee that I am not guaranteeing that this is a thing that will come out. I may or may not release this. We will see, and we'll see how long it takes, but I'm willing to say that I am working on another thing at the moment. I won't say how far in I am or anything like that, because if I reveal any more, it could impact my workflow, you know? But if all goes well, then some of the next big releases you'll see from me will be 2 more visual novels. Yeah. Other things I've been working on that have been, I guess, slowing down progress on stuff that you guys can see is just a lot of other like personal projects that I can't show to the public that are like, well, pretty much for the most part crossover or fan content. It's just like little projects where my friends and I are collaborating to make some fan thing, fan game, fan animation, fan writing, you know, all of that various stuff. So I can't really show that anywhere, right? But I don't know. I'm more than willing to talk about any of them, I guess. If anyone's curious, you know, on stream or off stream, feel free to shoot me questions. I should probably open like a Curious Cat or like question Q&A thing. Does anyone know what the good like Q&A platform site is these days? Is there like a definitive good one now? Because I love being asked questions and answering them. There's lots of things I would want to say, you know. Curious Cat, is it still that one? Okay. I don't know. A little bonus remark for viewers right now. A little important thing about not only End of Verse, but other Immortal related things I'll do. The Zavinetica in general, I guess, or the world of. All of the Immortal characters that I've made have except for Rosane, who gets a gender, have no canonical gender, right, at all. You know, I of course have my headcanons and stuff like that, but everyone else can and is welcome to as well. There are no particular set canon genders for these. I guess you could take that a step further and argue that that means that they're all genderless, and I agree with that in principle, but that isn't like negating you coming up with a gender for a particular immortal in your head if that immortal is like relatable to you, or having them be that gender in your head is important. You know, it's completely okay. Another thing is that no immortal or even character in any of this stuff has a canon pronunciation of their name. A lot of my names in things like that are very weirdly spelled, just have very, like, could be pronounced lots of ways spelling. There is no canon pronunciation. Pronounce it however you feel is the way to pronounce it. I pronounce it the way I feel I pronounce it, but I switch between different pronunciations all the time. So yeah, it's a little thing. Is there anything else I need to announce or talk about? Let me see. I don't know. It might be overstepping a little bit to reveal this, but the Stemringer account on Twitter has recently made a tweet that just says visual novel. Some explanation for you to clarify. What that means is that henceforth, Stemringer as a project will be kind of primarily focusing on being made as a visual novel from here on out, for the most part, instead of general web multimedia. We've decided on properly following a visual novel format for Stemringer and all that it contains, but that's still being worked on. You know, we're chipping away at it, and yeah. I think that's everything that I need to announce or get through. So yeah, that's what's going on. What has been going on, what will be going on. Just some good, useful, important update stuff for the next couple weeks, next 3 weeks, I would say. After that, things are once again very open, and I'm gonna be glad for that. I've had my hands tied a lot lately with various little other small obligations, which is that's why I didn't stream the last 10 days. With getting through the early phases of making things so that, like, I know for a fact I'll finish making them and can continue them and then start talking about them and stuff, you know? Lots have been doing that lately, so now that it's sort of dissipating and will be done pretty definitively after the next couple weeks, I can really get back into making things and bringing them to completion so that everyone else can see them. Yeah. Oh! So that's everything. But I just remembered, before I end the stream, I wanted to find and see if I have in play that the cover, the Kirby song cover, if you remember. Is that okay? I think I have all 3 of the ones that were made that were important to me. Again, I can't really set up audio visualizers for these, but I guess I'll play one of them for now. So the ones that I have are Yogurt Yard, Ripple Field 1, and Float Islands. So which one is chat feeling the most? Which one sounds the most? If any of you have had like experience with the Kirby music, which one is the one you'd want to hear? Yogurt Yard. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, sure. We'll go with Yogurt Yard for now. Let me. Should be good. So yeah, that's one of the covers that got me into learning Japanese to begin with ever many years ago. I'm so glad you liked it. uh, I think out of the three of them, it's probably like uh, the one I'm like least fond of, which I say only to make I guess everyone else excited for uh, when I play the next two some other time. Please remind me if you can the next streams to play the other two ones because I absolutely will. The other two are Ripple Field and Float Islands. You can just tell me like, hey, play the Kirby music, and like honestly, if we're not doing anything crucial and there's no like music playing, I will just drop whatever I'm doing and play it right then. But for now, since I wanted this to be a short stream, we're just gonna have to stick with that one. But speaking of music, the song that you heard at the very beginning of this stream during the intro was Cool Cave from the Kirby's Epic Yarn soundtrack. I tried to keep it on theme today with a lot of Kirby music. The music you'll be hearing at the end of this stream is probably Mushroom Run, also from the Kirby's Epic Yarn soundtrack. Tracks number 19 and 23 respectively, if that is of great import to you. I love the soundtrack from this game. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this short little stream. I hope everyone was excited for and got a kick out of the announcements that I had, and that the lack of streaming over the next couple weeks isn't terribly debilitating. I'll still be around if anyone who knows me wants to get in contact or anything. I'm still absolutely going to be here, you know, just not streaming for the next couple weeks. I'll be away from PC. I hope everyone had a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, a good time during this stream, and I hope everyone continues to have a good time in the coming hours, even after I'm done. This was a really enjoyable, lovely stream, and I'm glad everyone showed up. Thanks again to Toku for following me. I really appreciate it. And I hope you all tune again next time in a few weeks from now. Have a good one. Ciao.